What is up, fellow Titans? Welcome back to a brand new Titans video, and I just want to say thank you for the other day because I did a Everything We Know on Titans Season 3 video, and it is about to hit 100k views, which is insane. So if you're brand new here and you're a brand new Titans member on the channel, welcome. Make sure you're subscribed if you aren't already for updates just like this, and it's kind of funny coming off the bat of my last video being an Everything We Know video. Even though I did talk about Scarecrow in that, we finally actually now have a face to the name, or a name to the face, whatever way around it goes. But we also have some information about some Starfire and Blackfire possible flashbacks to Tamaran, and also the casting of Starfire and Blackfire's mother. So kind of look at this as a little bit of a bonus video to the other day's video with the Everything We Know. This is kind of like some DLC content for that, if you will. Also, I'm going to chuck in a couple of theories, speculation and whatnot, because I've spoken about Scarecrow before, but now we get a little bit of a character description and whatnot with him. I may or may not have an idea or two, and I would love to know your thoughts. As always, down in the comments below. Alright, so up first for this video, Scarecrow. Jonathan Crane's Scarecrow is coming to Titans Season 3. That's something we've actually known since DC Fandom last year, as it was described by the showrunner as it's one of the challenges for the Titans coming up in the next season since they are moving to Gotham. But who exactly is going to be our Scarecrow? And we might not even see them in the Scarecrow costume, and a little bit more on that in a little bit later in this video. But anyway, Titans has cast Vincent Kartheiser as Jonathan Crane. I hope I pronounced that correctly, aka Scarecrow, for the upcoming Season 3 on HBO Max. Now, we get a little bit of a description here from Variety saying, in the show, Crane is an inmate at Arkham Asylum who used to terrorize Gotham City using toxins to exploit his enemies' phobias. The rest of the description goes on to detail his recent appearances from Gotham, all the way back to the live-action appearance in Batman Begins from Cillian Murphy. So, yeah, there we have it. We have a face to the name, Vincent. Now, I haven't seen him in a bunch. You may recognize him from fairly recent things like Mad Men, or all the way back to Angel. I believe people were like, I saw on Twitter, a lot of people were talking about him being Angel's son. I wasn't really into that. I watched Buffy when I was a kid, but not so much that. I can't really remember, to be honest. This was a long time ago. Vincent is 41 years old. He has been in a bunch of different things, and to be honest, I'm quite happy with this casting, honestly. And honestly, the teaser that we got from it has me intrigued. And you know me, guys, once I get a sentence of some kind of premise for a character or a story for a next season or a movie of a whatever, I have ideas. So I think we've considered this before in previous videos. I just want to go over this, by the way, before we get into the Blackfire and Starfire stuff, which will be in the second half of this video. But let's stay on track with Scarecrow. Now that it is confirmed here that he is an inmate at Arkham Asylum who used to terrorize Gotham City using toxins. I mean, and we kind of know that one because it's freaking Scarecrow. What exactly is the big deal about him this season? Why is he a challenge? Well, number one, most obvious reason could be down to him escaping. Now, I know that's such a simple one, but at the same time, I don't want to set my mind on that straight away, just given the fact that it's been described that this character's current whereabouts, at least at the beginning of the season, is as an inmate at Arkham. So I feel like we could very well see him in Arkham. There could be a lead up to an escape or whatever. I don't want to ramble about this forever because honestly, there could be a bunch of reasons as to how he fits into this season, but I just don't see how he fits into it so much if he stays at Arkham. So I think we have to assume that he escapes, and as I said, the showrunner did explain that the big change is the team going to Gotham, which presents a whole new set of challenges in Gotham, and one of them being Jonathan Crane's Scarecrow. So let's assume he does escape. This will be quite a decent challenge, I have to admit, because I think the Titans, as you may have heard me go over before, are in Gotham because potentially Batman's gone on a bit of a sabbatical, so he needs some vigilantes to keep order in the city. As for the reason why the Batman might not be currently active is likely down to potentially the seeming death of Jason Todd. This is just a prediction of mine. I don't know why else the Titans would come to Gotham if the Batman is indeed active. Of course, you could put it down to Ian Glenn getting a little bit older, but given the timing of the Red Hood and Jason Todd's origin obviously coming into effect this season for the first time as a live-action adaptation of Red Hood, I think at least my intuition is telling me that Bruce needs to take some time. And hey, my previous Robin's got his own mantle of Nightwing now, so let's have him take the reins. And that is when somehow Scarecrow or Jonathan Crane is out in Gotham City. Yet with this casting, one thing that I've also been waiting to see or find out about is, are we actually getting Scarecrow, or is this just Jonathan Crane? I know that may sound silly, but I wouldn't be surprised if we don't get him in the costume. I guess it does depend if he does indeed escape. I'm sure he will get his costume at somewhere or another in this season, but this also depends how much of a big part of the season he is. To be honest, I think it is kind of the perfect choice for a challenge for the Titans being in Gotham. I mean, think about it. Gotham City is Gotham City. Now, Batman has been active for a while, so to give the city some credit here, I actually don't reckon there's a bunch of villains running about. Like, this is Batman City. He's like Ben Affleck's kind of 2 decades in or so. I'm betting a lot of you will say and some, because it's Ian Glenn and a lot of you like to take the piss out of his age. But yeah, I think he has kept the city fairly clean, but one way or another, Scarecrow, who is currently an inmate at Arkham, will likely find his way into the streets, and that will present an interesting challenge for the Titans and Nightwing to deal with someone who can literally bring fear to fruition with his fear toxin. However, though, I feel like if we were getting a Scarecrow costume, or an actual suit if you will, that we would have had it revealed or will have it revealed. But then again, maybe LJ Supersuits and Titans in general just wanted to feature the new Blackfire suit, the new Starfire suit, but not the Scarecrow suit, and maybe that's going to be kept as a surprise. We could even have Scarecrow factor into the way the Gothamites within, like as in the Gotham citizens view the Red Hood and also the Titans. Maybe even the way the Red Hood himself, Jason Todd, tackles Scarecrow could be a way that the citizens prefer him over the Titans. Maybe something bad happens amongst all of this. This is where I'm rambling though, so I'd love to know what you think of this casting. What do you think of the fact that we know he is currently an inmate at Arkham? And what do you think of the couple of theories that I chucked out at you? I mean, do you think that he will escape and that will lead to the Titans having their challenge of obviously apprehending Scarecrow and making sure he goes back to Arkham without causing too much damage? And how this could cause a little bit of rivalry potentially with the fact that the Titans will be cleaning up Jonathan Crane's mess, but they might have to contend with a new vigilante, this Red Hood, who very much so has his own unique methods. But let's talk about another casting, one that kind of flew under the radar. I kind of feel bad, to be honest, because Scarecrow gets announced, but this lady does not get announced as Starfire and Blackfire's mother. None other than Luanda. Now, we've got quite a bit of information that goes along with this, but also I feel like some fairly solid theories that will come to fruition, and things that fans have been wanting to see since literally season 1. So if you do or don't know already, or may have forgot the little kind of nuanced information that we've got from Titans with regards to Starfire and Blackfire and the family history of Tamaran in this adaptation, Luanda is the queen of Tamaran, or at least was. Now, if you're thinking, why is it was? Well, that is because, if you remember, in Season 2, it was revealed that Blackfire had killed her parents in a coup for the Tamaran throne. And who is playing the role of Luanda, you may be thinking? Well, that is Sharon Ferguson. We actually have her in costume in these photos that she posted to her Instagram. So here we have a very good look at what Blackfire and Starfire's mother will look like in the show. This is how she's probably going to appear in a flashback scene. Now, given how much of this season is meant to be Starfire focused, or at least majoritively kind of focused and themed around her, there is obviously no doubt, considering that Blackfire is involved as well, that we're going to get some context and some history as to how and why things got the way they did. And this could finally mean, everybody, flashbacks, but not just any flashback, but a flashback to Tamaran, actually going to see Starfire's home world. So now the Vulcan Reporter was reporting this, and they also speculate this as well, saying that the Luanda we see in Titan Season 3 is probably a flashback, seeing as how she was killed by Blackfire. This checks out with what I heard a few weeks ago, which is episode 11 of Titan Season 3, titled "The Call is Coming from Inside the House," will feature flashbacks on Tamaran. And I completely agree with this, just because we haven't really had Tamaran in the show, and I think fans have wanted to see it in some capacity, and we might finally be getting that. Well, I think we are. It's almost basically confirmed. If you're seeing Luanda here, and we're getting some Kory and Blackfire kind of flashbacks, at least with the mother, it might be that integral scene where maybe it's the death of the mother, maybe Starfire holds her dying mother in her arms or something like that. Maybe there's an exchange with Blackfire, and you get the kind of vision I'm going for here. It leads up to the disdain they have for each other in present day. The thing is, I don't know quite what to expect from a Tamaran flashback. I would say kind of temper your expectations, just because I wouldn't be surprised if it's very minimalistic, if it's kind of a green screen with a massive kind of Tamaran backdrop, but maybe little to no set production actually built. Maybe. I mean, I bet there will, but you get what I'm trying to say. I mean, the Titans production is incredible. Even in Season 1, where we saw a lot of Kory's ship, all of that looked amazing. But I just don't want to get your hopes up for a full-on Tamaran experience, because I just don't think we're going to get that. But I'm sure they'll think of something creative, and I'm hoping it will nicely flesh out the character of Blackfire, which I am also thinking will give you a bit of, or should I say audiences, a little bit of empathy for a character, because they're not going to just make Blackfire a one-dimensional, like, oh, I'm bad and I'm coming to Earth and I killed your ex-boyfriend for the sake of it kind of thing. Like, I mean, she kind of did in a way, but we'll get to know the real reasons as to why things are the way they are, and I'm looking to see that character development in the background, whether that's told in present day, flashbacks, or whatever. It's going to be nice to finally see Kory get a lot of spotlight along with her sister. I mean, that's a lot of personal story to throw at a character in a season of a show. And hey, here's Sharon Ferguson playing Luanda, and I would love to know what you think of it, what she looks like, what do you expect from the flashbacks maybe, and yeah, just all of your ideas down in the comments below. And that goes for the Scarecrow theories and discussion I went over in the first part of this video. But as always, everyone, if you got this far in the video, I would really appreciate a like. It really does help me out. Like, seriously, it's one of the only things that matters. So if you're commenting, fantastic, but like it, especially if you got this far. I mean, obviously thousands of people watch a video, but there might only be a few hundred likes. So if you guys could help me out by doing that, that would be freaking awesome. Check out my Everything We Know About Titans Season 3 video that I posted the other day, minus this information, I suppose, kind of. But other than that, everyone, let me know if you want to see more mini bonus Titans information videos like this. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you Titans in the next video. Goodbye.